At this point in time, I'd like to call this meeting of the Middlesex County Board of Chosen Freeholders to order. Please rise for a moment of silence. Tonight, we remember a former county employee who passed away on August 12, 2011. Prior to his retirement in 2008, Joseph Ziemba served Middlesex County for 20 years as the supervisor for the County Veterans Interment Division, where he dedicated his time honoring deceased veterans with military services and arranged for the placement of flags and wreaths on their graves. Joe himself served in the United States Marine Corps during World War II and participated in the invasion of Iwo Jima in February of 1945. He was a councilman in Saraville for 9 years and was very active in many veterans organizations throughout the county. Dennis, salute to the flag, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-10, has been complied with and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting.
Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett-Belante.
Here.
Freeholder Delina.
Here.
Freeholder Polos.
Here.
Freeholder Rios.
Here.
Freeholder Tamaro. Freeholder Valenti. Freeholder Director Rafano.
Here. At this point in time, we need to deviate from the regular order of business for a check presentation. I'd like to call upon Freeholder Polos to present the check, and also we have Councilwoman Droz from the great borough spot.
This is nice. It's first. Hi, how are you? Good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here tonight to present a check to Spotswood on behalf of the Board of Freeholders in the County of Middlesex for $100,000 for our Economic Sustainability Grant Program. This is a program, as I've said in the past, that really matured as a result of the need to go green in Middlesex County. Years ago, we created a Downtown Economic Development Grant Program, which Spotswood also took advantage of many, many years ago when we first began the program, and it morphed into a green sustainability initiative which requires the communities now to provide a green element to the improvements that they intend to make within their community, in their downtowns or public buildings. And I'm not going to steal the council person's thunder. I'll let her share a little bit with you.
You can sure have all the thunder.
As long as I give you the check, right?
As long as I get the check, right.
But I'll let her share with you what Spotswood intends to do with this money, and we're very proud to be a partner with you to help make Middlesex County greener and make Spotswood an even better place to live.
Thank you. Thank you so much to all of the freeholders and everyone here. You know, the citizens of Spotswood truly appreciate this gift. And it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. This is going for solar energy use with our Public Works garage and other facilities, so that, you know, this initial installation of those solar panels will lead to further savings on the borough, for the borough in the future. And we certainly thank Freeholder Polos and the rest of the Freeholder Board for giving us this money and allowing our residents to have access to this, because as you know, these capital projects are very costly, and with the budgets being the way they are nowadays, money is very tight, and so we would not have been able to get this project going without this money. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. Do I get to keep it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
You can't cash it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, no. Huh? Oh,
Sure.
yeah, sure.
Want to take
It's
one?
going to be in.
Oh, you're going to take one as a group?
Yeah, let's take one as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we really want to publicize all the good things that you do for us, so we're going to post this on our website. It's a couple hundred views a month. Yeah, it's no slacker, but.
Come on, Pete.
I'm here. Can I get in closer? Hold on.
Yeah, come on in. Come on.
Okay.
Everybody together? All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi. Good to see you.
Director, with your permission, I'd also like to just mention that Ron Fasinelli, the administrator from the borough, is also here, and Ron's been very helpful in working with us on many initiatives. And tonight, if I could just mention, you indicated that you're also going to be participating in a second county program of purchasing. And if it's all right, I'd like to share that with the public. I believe you're going to be purchasing a new truck through our cooperative purchasing program, our Common Sense program, which is going to save the borough and therefore the taxpayers in Spotswood a considerable amount of money as opposed to having to go out on their own. They're buying it in bulk with us. So it's another way that Middlesex County can help the community. So thank you for participating in that, too.
Thank you. Need a motion to resume the regular order of business?
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Normative resolutions.
Recognizing Matthew Capella as he receives his Eagle Scout status, and this will be presented by Director Afano at the ceremony on August 21st.
Need a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett Belmonte.
Yes.
Freeholder Delina.
Yes.
Freeholder Polos.
Yes.
Freeholder Rios.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Afano.
Yes. We need to deviate for public hearings on 3 ordinances.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Home News Tribune on August 11th, 2011. This public hearing was authorized at a meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders held August 18th, 2011.
The clerk will read ordinance number 11-396 by title only.
A loan ordinance of the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, approving and authorizing the entering into, execution, and delivery of a loan and security agreement with the Middlesex County Improvement Authority for the undertaking of various 2011 capital improvements and the acquisition and installation as applicable of various equipment with an estimated cost of $7,863,179. The cost of such improvements and equipment to be financed through the issuance of county-guaranteed capital equipment and improvement revenue bonds, Series 2011, of the Middlesex County Improvement Authority, and authorizing a public hearing to be held Thursday, August 18th, 2011 at 7 p.m. and authorizing publication thereof.
I declare the public hearing open. Anyone from the public on that ordinance?
Motion to close.
I need a second.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion to adopt ordinance number 11-396 on final reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett Belmonte.
Yes.
Freeholder Delina.
Yes.
Freeholder Polos.
Yes.
Freeholder Rios.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Afano.
Yes. Next ordinance.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Home News Tribune on July 26, 2011. This public hearing was authorized at a meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders held August 18, 2011.
The clerk will read ordinance number 11-001 by title only.
An ordinance authorizing the guarantee by the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, of the payment of principal and interest on the county-guaranteed capital equipment and improvement revenue bonds, Series 2011, issued by the Middlesex County Improvement Authority in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $11 million, and authorizing a public hearing to be held Thursday, August 18, 2011, at 7 p.m., and authorizing publication thereof.
I declare the public hearing open. Anyone from the public? Anybody from the public?
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. I need a motion to adopt ordinance number 11-001 on final reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett Belmonte.
Yes.
Freeholder Delina.
Yes.
Freeholder Polos.
Yes.
Freeholder Rios.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Afano.
Yes. Next ordinance.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Home News Tribune on August 11, 2011. This public hearing was authorized at a meeting of the Board of Chosen Freeholders held August 18, 2011.
The clerk will read ordinance number 11-002 by title only.
An ordinance of the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, approving and authorizing the entering into, execution, and delivery of a lease and agreement with the Middlesex County Improvement Authority for the purchase of vehicles with an estimated cost of $1,006,878. The cost of such vehicles to be financed through the issuance of county-guaranteed capital equipment and improvement revenue bonds, Series 2011 of the Middlesex County Improvement Authority, and authorizing a public hearing to be held Thursday, August 18, 2011, at 7 p.m., and authorizing publication thereof.
I declare the public hearing open. Anyone from the public?
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion to close by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Bellante. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Need a motion to adopt ordinance number 11-002 on final reading.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Bellante. Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett Bellante.
Yes.
Freeholder Delina.
Yes.
Freeholder Polos.
Yes.
Freeholder Rios.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Fano.
Yes. I need a motion to resume the regular order of business.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Bellante. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Correspondence.
Each freeholder has been provided with a list of correspondence received by the clerk's office since our last meeting. This correspondence will be kept on file in the office of the clerk of the board for reference.
Need a motion to accept the correspondence.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Bellante. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Reports of freeholders. Freeholder Carroll, Barrett Bellante.
Thank you, Director. The Pancreatic Cancer Walk will be held on September 24th, 2010. This is their third annual walk to raise awareness about pancreatic cancer and to raise funds to aid research. This free family event will take place from 9 to 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, September 24th at Roosevelt Park in Edison. Persons that are interested in participating in the walk can visit the Cancer Institute of New Jersey website, which is www.cinifoundation.org, to register. The first 300 people to register online will receive a free T-shirt. Registration is free, but donations are encouraged. And I can say that in the past, Freeholder Rios, we've had a lot of people come out. Hopefully we'll have good weather and we'll have a lot of people out. This particular disease has hit us on the Freeholder Board in a close way, so I'm urging everyone to please come out and walk on that day, get a T-shirt, and hopefully you'll be able to donate some money for research. The public health staff participates in radiation training. 30 members of the inspection and nursing divisions recently attended a radiation operations class at the Middlesex County Fire Academy. This course instructed the staff on how to respond to an incident involving a radiological or nuclear weapon of mass destruction. They learned how to detect radiation, select personnel protective equipment, perform radiological decontamination, conduct team operations at a radioactive hot zone, and perform life-saving rescue operations in high radiation areas. And my personal thanks to the staff that participated in that. Out at the Environmental Health Division, the Water Pollution Control Program completed another season of the ambient stream bacterial summer sampling project under the direction of the New Jersey DEP. The 5 assigned sites sampled were Cedar Brook in Cranberry, Shallow Brook in South Brunswick, Ambrose Brook in Bound Brook, Isaac Brook in Old Bridge, and Lawrence Brook in South Brunswick. The project ran from May 4th to June 1st, and the samples were analyzed for E. coli. Currently, they are collecting samples on the Raritan River, Raritan Bay, Jamesburg Park Pond, Hercules Pond, and Plainsboro Pond to monitor surface water quality within the county. That's my report, Director.
Thank you, Freeholder. Freeholder Stephen J. Pete Delina.
Thank you, Freeholder Director. We just completed another successful plays in the sub-park, our summer season. As it is always the case of all these shows, received great reviews in the media and as well received by a large audience. Our free concert series started with Music in the Parks. Is continuing through the end of August. Highlights for the next week are as follows. On Wednesday evening, August 24th, we are featuring our very popular Tim Gillis Band at Raton Bay Waterfront Park at 6:30 to 8:30. Rain or shine, it's still going to go on. And on Sunday evening, August 28th, you can enjoy Happy Bernie, the greatest polka band in New Jersey. Polka stars are going to be at Warren Mini Park from 6 to 7:30. You can find a complete schedule of all our concerts at our websites. On another subject of the recreational front of our summer, we have Thursday co-ed completed for a co-ed playing. We're completed with the playoffs on August 4th with the Syllabels 6 and 6 beating the Land Sharks in two games. Gee, there's some names, aren't they? Congratulations to both Woodbridge team for representing our towns, and I really have nothing but praises for these teams who come out and play, and coming from Woodbridge. On our fall softball men's Monday, Wednesday league, our fall men Tuesday, our fall Thursday co-ed league, and the fall women's Sunday league and booked solid, and will begin on August 25th. And if you are interested in attending one of these lively games, they will take place at the William Warren Park and Thomas Edison Park on weeknights at 6:30 and at 8:15. And on Sundays at 12 to 1:30. For more information, we have more games at the sports deck. You could also call at 732-745-3900 and ask for Ollie or Tracy, and they'll give you all the schedules and any other information you need for our concerts. And I'll tell you right now, they do a great job, my department. I want to thank them and thank Ralph Alvin. And Ralph, you don't have to pay me this time. Don't worry.
Is that it?
I'm finished.
Okay. Freeholder H. James Pauls.
Thank you, Director. We'll start off with the comprehensive traffic safety program that we're running, which is run through a state grant through the New Jersey Department of Highway Traffic Safety. Pleased to announce that we've been working on a unique website, and we're ready to kick it off at the beginning of September. It will be a website for the county to produce information about traffic safety and traffic concerns throughout Middlesex County. There'll be a page for each individual community. We're just finalizing the details of that so that there'll be one-stop shopping for our residents and visitors in the county. If they have a concern about traffic or concern about road conditions, they'll be able to go to one website, be able to access either the county, the state, or any of the communities, something that we'll be promoting throughout the towns, throughout our local law enforcement groups, as well as through our community groups, so people become very aware. There'll also be a calendar of events on there, everything from bike rodeos to other traffic safety-related programs like child safety seat installation, proper installation programs, etc. will all be on this one website. So we're pretty excited about it. We want to thank KMM for their sponsorship of the program, and also Highway Traffic Safety for some of the grant dollars that's helping to produce it. Along the same lines, we're going to be doing a kind of unique initiative with Perth Amboy and the City of New Brunswick. Many of you may recall that we began a program called Slow Down in Our Town. It was a program that was initiated through a contest in our schools where we created a special sign that is used in communities in cooperation with local police, traffic safety divisions, and resident groups to slow traffic in neighborhoods, which is a #1 issue for most residents. If it's kind of funny, as you walk around the streets or talk to people in communities, everyone is concerned about speeders in their neighborhood and on their local street. This program is a kind of cooperative effort between the local residents, the local police, the county, to help reduce speeding in those neighborhoods. And what we're doing with this new initiative, we'll be announcing it very shortly, is creating the first program with signs in Spanish. and we'll be doing that in cooperation with the City of Perth Amboy and the City of New Brunswick, and unleashing this into some of the neighborhoods and local streets there where speeding is a concern and where some of the drivers may respond in a more timely fashion if the signs are in Spanish. So we're pretty excited about this somewhat new and unique initiative. Also in September, we're going to be doing a series of meetings with some community associations in the county to talk about reducing traffic and speeding in private community associations. Many may not be aware that there are a number of communities and community associations within the county that are actually private, and as a result of that, local police departments do not have enforcement powers in those local communities. So as a result of that, the traffic safety issues are of a concern to residents who live in those communities. Since the police cannot enforce, they have to look at other means through local rules within their homeowner associations or traffic calming devices, signage, lighting, striping. And the county will be working with those community associations to identify the problems, how the county and the local municipalities can help them resolve some of the speeding and safety issues within those communities. We'll switch now, if we can, over to kind of our green initiatives, and let me start off by telling you that on October 17th, we'll be having our third biannual Green Conference. It'll be held this year at the Fire Academy. We've had two very successful events in the last 4 years. Very well attended. The keynote speaker again this year will be the president of the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. This year's theme is kind of unique, but if there are still some local officials here, I'm sure they'll appreciate it. It's finding the green to go green. The focus of our initiative will be talking about ways to finance solar, wind, geothermal, looking at everything from federal dollars and federal stimulus dollars to fund initiatives right down to the local financing opportunities, how the Improvement Authority can work with communities, what the county can do. We'll look at cooperative purchasing opportunities to buy items and technology en masse and in bulk. We'll be discussing some of the new technology that's out there, some comparisons on different types of solar and their installations, as well as some of the new technology of vehicles. We're hearing about electric cars now, gas and electric, the Leaf, the Volt. We'll be having some of those on display, so we're pretty excited about this event. It's always been a success in the past, and of course we invite all of you to participate and be a part of it. We have also finalized our energy efficiency report review, which was done as a result of the state audit that we completed a couple of years ago, which identified energy inefficiencies, I should say, out of the North Brunswick complex. That report will be finalized, circulated to the board, and then I'm going to be asking Freeholder tomorrow to work with Public Properties as we see this as being a public works and engineering joint venture to make some of the improvements that are identified within that report. Those that Public Properties can do, we will do in-house. Those that cannot be done in-house will have to be done by outside contractors. We'll be looking to go to bid on that, and we'll be working with Freeholder tomorrow and engineering to develop the specifications for that. Those of us who have been involved in green initiatives for a number of years have learned one thing very, very clearly. We can do all the new technology in the world, but the best way to save energy is to be energy efficient. So unless we make our buildings efficient, we are really not doing the best that we possibly can. So as we move forward tonight with some new initiatives of technology, we also need to move on a parallel track to make sure that our buildings are energy efficient in the best way possible. So that's a segue into tonight's presentation, which will happen in just a moment or two, as we'll have our professional staff come up, as well as our vendors who have recently will be selected to perform a new and create a new solar initiative out in North Brunswick. As you know, the board announced several weeks ago, actually a few months ago, this new initiative. This initiative is again predicated upon the state audit report that was done 2 years ago through a state grant, which identified an ability to put an enormous amount of solar, both ground and roof type installations at our North Brunswick Apple Orchard complex to provide electricity, solar power to those buildings out there. It is the county's largest consolidated complex of buildings. That report, again, kind of set the groundwork, if you will, for this initiative. And a few months ago, we brought on a great team through CME, Dave Samuels, John Hoffman from the Willens firm, with the board's approval, to begin an initiative to put together the specifications for the development of a very large solar project out at the complex. I'll have the professionals give you some more details. What I can tell you is that the initiative is going to be a significant savings for the county county and therefore the county taxpayer. It is anticipated that we'll save approximately $13 million over the useful life expectancy of the panels, which is about 15 years. We'll be purchasing our electric at 4.5 cents a kilowatt. That is a very, very low number. For those of you who are not aware, 4.5 cents is a very low number. We're actually in a buying consortium right now, and even with our buying consortium, our utility rate is just sub 10 cents. So we're talking a significant savings, and that's just the utility. That's just the commodity. That doesn't include the transportation costs, which takes that 10-cent number up to more like 13 cents. So this is a significant savings for us, and it is also a huge green initiative. Not only does it fall in line with our green policies, but it also falls in line with the county's sustainability plan. And we're proud of the fact that we are the only county in New Jersey that has an approved fully operational county sustainability plan. This initiative falls well in line with those goals, the metrics that we developed in the 10-point plan 2 years ago, and we're very pleased that this is a significant step forward and builds upon our first, much smaller solar project at the Davidson Mill Park, our hybrid vehicle initiative, and all of the other green initiatives that we've been doing within Middlesex County. So with that as an entree, I want to introduce our professional team who pulled together this great program, and introduce Dave Samuels from CME Engineering and John Hoffman from the Wilentz firm. And again, I want to thank Freeholder Tamaro for his partnership in helping from the engineering side, Freeholder Director, John Pulamina, everybody who's been involved in making this initiative move forward. Certainly appreciate all their support and help. And gentlemen, we're happy that we're taking another significant step to go green in Middlesex County, and I turn it over to you.
It's a happy day, I think, for all of us who worked on the project. And we have Jay Cornell from CME and Hester McBride from the Wilentz firm. And you've described the Freeholder poll, so I'm not going to repeat a lot what you said, but we went out with our RFP, which would handle all of the needs at the Apple Orchard complex, which is approximately 6.8 megawatts. We received 4 proposals. There was a committee that evaluated the proposals: Ann Hartwick, John Reiser, John Palomina, and Dave Samuel. Based upon the 4 proposals, it was decided that KDC Solar and Sundance, who are here, had the best proposal that met all the qualifications, both financial, economic, had the experience. As you said, the rate is 4.5 cents. What's important is there's no escalation. So it's 4.5 cents for 15 years, and as opposed to the current cost, which, as you indicate, is approximately 13 cents. So there's a saving in excess of $13 million. And the other important thing, it will handle 100% of the needs at the Apple Orchard complex, so that there will be no other costs, and there are no costs to the county. There's no capital cost, there's no operating cost, there's no maintenance cost. The developer will only own the solar panels, he will maintain them, and the solar panels will be constructed not on any roofs and not on any parking lots, but will be constructed just on land. So we have KD Solar Sundance here to make a brief presentation. And Dave, would you like to add something? Well,
I just think that it's a great day for Middlesex County, and the numbers that you received are fabulous as compared to a lot of the other prices that are received out there. The people from KDC, specifically Alan Epstein, he's the president of KDC, would like him to come forward, along with Al Beckman, who is the CEO of Sundance Energy. I would just like to note that other counties that you may have read about that has these projects actually went out and financed many of these projects and still at a much higher rate. So our rate being 4.5 cents without any cost to the county is the best, I think, of any county rate in the state.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Alan Epstein. I'm the president of KDC Solar. We're delighted to be here and delighted to have been selected out of the process. The economics have been laid out for you. I'm here with Al Buckman, who's the CEO of Sundance, who is going to build the project. A little background on KDC Solar. We are the successor firm to KDC Development Company, which had 600 megawatts of gas-fired cogeneration plants in the 1980s and 90s. We've got 22 professionals with a combined experience of 150 years of engineering, design, construction, and financing. We presently have, which is the button? That's forward. Okay. We presently have over 40 megawatts in construction in the state of New Jersey, and we're in the process of engineering and permitting 100 megawatts of solar energy in New Jersey. some of the other projects they're working on to give you it's throughout the state of New Jersey, the North Jersey Media Complex in Rockaway, White Rose Food Warehouse, Williams-Sonoma Warehouse, the Lawrenceville School are just some of them, including United Stationers Warehouse, where Sundurance is actually building it for us. Sundurance is a construction and design company. They've built more than 15 megawatts, and as I mentioned here, they're building our United Stationers facility, which will be operational at the end of September. Significantly, we have over $1 billion of financing available from a combination of debt and equity that we've been able to raise, so we have the money to build the project at no cost to the county. As a matter of fact, we'll be reimbursing the county approximately $750,000 for expenses that you've incurred in conducting the background work here. You've heard from the Freeholder tomorrow about the savings. That's the approximate savings over 15 years. It is a flat rate with no cost to the county. This is a design of the facility. I'll let Al speak to that, but the blue areas are where the solar panels will go. The red areas represent the buildings where the energy will be delivered. Al?
Thank you. This will be a total of 6.8 megawatts of power capacity for this project, so it's a very large project for New Jersey, which is the second leading state in the U.S. for solar, so we're very excited to be part of this. You can see the breakdown of how the power is going to the various facilities on the chart. And on the next slide, just a bit about how we approach these projects. Sundurance is part of the Conti Group, the largest construction firm in New Jersey. We self-perform the work. We hire an electrical subcontractor to do the electrical work with union labor. And we have a lot of experience, both Sundurance and Conti, in working with union labor in New Jersey. We are proud of our record of always being on time and on budget. To date, neither Conti nor Sundurance has ever incurred liquidated damages for late delivery of a project, and that's something in this industry. We have a great partnership with KDC, and we are highly confident that you will be extremely pleased with the outcome of this project. Thank you.
Director, before I turn it back over to you, just to mention that we anticipate having to get, obviously, municipal, local permitting for it. No state permits will be required. The hope is that we can begin construction immediately thereafter. I believe that the construction time is about 6 to 7 months. Is that correct, gentlemen? So we're hoping to have this up and running during the sun season, which would be the summer of 2012. I guess that's the hopeful date, correct?
That's the plan, yes. We're ready to go.
Very good. So in closing, let me just say that we have a phrase that we use in Middlesex County, that is go green and save green. This probably underscores that. With the savings of $13 million, it's certainly the right way to be going. I should also note that as a result of this success, we hope that we'll have equal success with the second initiative, which is our municipal initiative. We're working with about 15 communities and school districts, putting together a second bid package, which we're hoping to be able to announce very shortly. This is an exciting opportunity for our communities, municipalities, and school districts to participate in a large buying group to get the benefit of those economies of scale, and our professional staff to be able to do solar initiatives within their communities on their school buildings, municipal buildings, parking lots, etc.
That's correct. There are a total of 10 county buildings that we're looking at, 2 MCIA buildings, and 51 other buildings from 12 other agencies. There were a couple of other towns that expressed interest, but they didn't provide the data. A few of them provided a little bit late, but we're including those in the review.
Great.
So that is moving forward. We met with the administration last week and have been directed to proceed, and we are moving.
Great. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I just want to make a real quick comment about this. First of all, to Freeholder Paulos and Freeholder Tamaro, I commend you for the work you've done on this. I mean, this is a good news story for the taxpayers of Middlesex County. No cost to us, 100% of the power needed, $13 million savings over the next 15 years. There's no doubt this is an outgrowth of all the work we've done with green technology. I think there's no doubt that we are on the cutting edge, and we are leading the state in taking advantage of that. And so I commend you and Freeholder Tamaro, who's on vacation. I commend him.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Deputy Director Ron Rios.
Thank you, Director. I'm pleased to announce that Middlesex County has been awarded the Interoperability Emergency Communications Grant, and we've been allocated over $220,000 to provide planning, training, and exercise funding to carry out initiatives to improve interoperable emergency communications, including communications in collective response to natural disasters, acts of terrorism, and any other man-made disasters, which will certainly be very beneficial to the county. Under the Urban Area Securities Initiative, the County of Middlesex will be taking bids on August 30th for a 4,000-gallon foam tender. We were able to purchase this needed piece of equipment through fiscal year 2010 UASI funds. With all the highways, rails, and terminals in our county, this piece of equipment will certainly be an asset for us. Next Saturday, August 27th, there will be a motorcade going from the vocational school system, and I'd like to thank Freeholder Barrett for being involved in this process and helping us and working on this with the Carteret FMBA, the Firemen's Union there. They were able to secure a piece of steel from the World Trade Center from 9/11. And with that piece of steel, they brought it over to the vocational school and gave it to our welding instructor there, Mr. Guess. And he had, I believe, 9 students in his welding class work on that piece of steel. And it has become such a beautiful piece of architecture and art. It is unbelievable what those students did with the help of the instructor. And with that, that's being paid for. All the material and time and all expenses will be paid through the Firemen's Union in Carteret, and they will also be making a $1,000 donation as a scholarship to the vocational school for students to work in those classes. And the motorcade will start at 9 a.m. on next Saturday, again, the 27th, and we'll be taking it through all the way to Carteret, where it'll be permanently mounted, and that will be in remembrance of all the emergency service workers that lost their lives on 9/11. And that will be headed by state police. It'll be a police escort, prosecutor's office, sheriff's office, fire departments, and local police departments will be involved in the motorcade. So I encourage anyone that wants to see the motorcade, you'll be able to go on the website and see what the motorcade route will be and support that effort. I'd also like to thank Freeholder Barrett Belante for continuing the pancreatic cancer walk. And it's something that's near and dear to my heart because I lost my mom to that dreaded disease. And I just hope that we can secure enough funding and hopefully, whether it be the state or national government, that increase funding for pancreatic cancer research. And hopefully no one else will ever have to suffer from that disease. And continued progress in law and public safety. Thank you, Director.
Thank you, Deputy Director. A couple comments. First of all, I know Freeholder Barrett Belante is pleased. She read, and as we all did, that Money Magazine has ranked South Brunswick number 22 out of the top 100 places in the country to live. So that says a lot about South Brunswick. And according to the rankings are based on a combination of factors, including great job opportunities, top-notch schools, safe streets, economic strength, and nice weather. I understand the article is going to be in September issue of that magazine. Secondly, very pleased to see that legislation was signed into law that's going to help with preservation of farmlands. It's called the County Planning Initiative Grant Program. 16 of the 21 counties in the state received $1.5 million for farmland preservation, with the option, or not option, with the opportunity for an additional $3 million each, for a total of $4.5 million. I want to commend the Assembly people who represent portions of Middlesex County who sponsored that legislation. Assemblyman Patrick Dignan, Assemblyman Peter Barnes III, Assemblyman Wayne D'Angelo, and Assemblyman Dan Benson for their work on behalf of the people of Middlesex County. The county currently has 67 farms totaling more than 5,000 acres that have been saved through preservation easements and other direct purchases made by the state, municipalities, nonprofit organizations, and land donated to the county. This program will help us preserve even more of our farmland and will help us keep Middlesex County green. And lastly, we mentioned before about the $13 million savings over 15 years at Apple Orchard. This is in addition to the solar initiative at the county college, which will generate an additional $13 to $15 million in savings over the next 15 years. Again, both programs, good news for the taxpayers of Middlesex County. Thank you. Mr. Kelso?
There are no resolutions to be amended. There are also no resolutions to be added. There are no resolutions to be held, and there are none to be voided.
Thank you. I will now open the meeting up for public discussion on resolutions listed on the agenda. Anyone from the public? Mr. Weiner?
My name is Alex Weiner. I live in Milltown. On page 4, 11-1306-R, authorize approval and execution of lease and management agreement for the Roosevelt Care Center, Old Bridge, Middlesex County, and between the County of Middlesex and the Middlesex County Improvement Authority. Wow. I just want to say thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. It's the next to last big thing out of many things that have come true. Roosevelt is going to be forever, you know, by whatever name it goes by, and the people will be cared for. I just want to repeat one thing I said last time I was here, which was quite a while ago. A lot of people don't realize that there are people under 50. There are 40 residents, at least 40 residents under the age of 50 years of age who reside at Roosevelt. And it's a lot of people want to stay home, or they want to keep their family members home, but they don't know what they're undertaking. So their plans are to keep their family member home, and then they realize after a while people stop coming by, that people stop visiting, and people that they don't have the strength. A lot of family members don't have the stamina to care for their loved ones at home as they had hoped, and they wind up needing to put them somewhere. And Roosevelt's a wonderful place for that, and getting more and more wonderful all the time. I just wish you all a good luck with this, and I want to thank you very, very much.
Mr. Weiner, thank you for the photographs that you've given this board of Roosevelt, and I'll certainly show my colleagues. Anybody else from the public? Need a motion to close? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir.
I just wanted to say also to Ms. we were looking at a September opening in Old Bridge.
Good evening. I'm going to speak to you wearing two hats. My name is John O'Sullivan. Hello, Pete. Haven't seen you in 20 years.
You got old, you know.
Yes. Okay. Okay. As my councilman had, I came down to let everybody know that what Carol said, but I just wanted, as a sitting councilman, to let everybody know in this county that South Brunswick Township is number 22 out of the top 100 townships or towns in the United States of America. So I just wanted everybody to know that, and everybody in South Brunswick is very proud of this. Thank you for letting me put the plug in on that.
No problem.
Okay. Now, take my hat off on that, but I have a question on item 111387. I would like to know if I was reading that correctly, we spent $15,000 on a robot?
Yeah, that's a robot that we use to encourage recycling amongst our young people.
So we spent $15,000.
And it's grant money.
So this grant money couldn't have been used for anything else in these hard economic times?
Well, we believe that educating our young people about what's good about recycling and the environment is worth using that grant money for.
Okay, well, I just happen to disagree on that, but thank you for the clarification on that.
No problem.
Nice seeing you, Pete.
Good seeing you again.
Anybody else from the public?
I have something, but it's not specifically on the agenda.
We'll have time later to have you talk, okay?
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Does any freeholder have any resolution they wish to have removed from the consent agenda?
I do, Director. Resolution 11-1338.
Anybody else? I have one, Resolution 11-1325. Mr. Kelso?
Yes, Freeholder Director, a motion would then be in order to adopt the consent agenda consisting of resolution numbers 11-1286 through resolution 11-1437, excluding resolutions 11-1338 and 1325 to be voted upon separately.
I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett Belmonte.
Yes.
Freeholder Delina.
Yes.
Freeholder Polos.
Yes.
Freeholder Rios.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Orfano.
Yes.
At this time, it would be appropriate to consider the resolution which was excluded by Freeholder Rios, and that's Resolution 11-1338.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second.
Motion by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte, seconded by Freeholder Polos. Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett Belmonte.
Yes.
Freeholder Delina.
Yes.
Freeholder Polos.
Yes.
Freeholder Rios.
Present, not voting?
Freeholder Director Orfano.
Yes.
And finally, Director, would it be appropriate to consider resolution number 11-1325, which was excluded by you as Director?
I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Belmonte. Roll call.
Freeholder Barrett Belmonte.
Yes.
Freeholder Delina.
Yes.
Freeholder Polos.
Yes.
Freeholder Rios.
Yes.
Freeholder Director Orfano.
Present, not voting. At this time, I'd like to open the meeting up to the public on any item. Anybody from the public?
Okay, now's the time.
Now's the time.
My name is Charles Breitweiser, and I think you remembered speaking to me in regard to Hooked on Fishing, Not on Drugs, New Jersey.
Yes, I do.
You told me that I should submit the budget proposal for a grant request in time for the fiscal year, which was July. And I'd like to know if that was submitted in time for the budget year, or if you need any other documentation, or what's going on with that.
Well, what we talked about was to submit the request for the grant, and it would be considered for next year because we've already struck our 2011 budget. And I took your letter and I've given it to the administrator to have on file as we start preparing for the budget, which will start soon.
I thought it was already done because I'm pretty sure I sent it to you like in June or May.
Yeah, no, it's for the next upcoming budget.
I see. So, in other words, it's being considered for 2012?
Yes.
And is there anything that needs to be done prior to that?
If there is, we'll contact you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else in the public?
Hi, Leslie Dominguez Rodriguez. I wanted to speak in reference to the paving on New Brunswick Avenue and the New Jersey Transit Bridge on New Brunswick Avenue, which is a county road. I did speak to Mr. Reiser, and he did say to me, the engineer, that there was talks in reference to the paving and the New Jersey Transit, and they have agreed to fix the bridge, but I'm just asking that you guys follow up with them. I'm correct, right? That you follow up so that they don't take longer in fixing the bridge, because while you guys are paving the county road, which is very important, the bridge has been out of service for more than a year, and people are crossing over to go on the actual westbound side of the bridge, and it's very dangerous, and you can't, and that's the only way to get from one side to the other side on Brunswick Avenue in Perth Amboy.
We will follow up on that.
Please do so.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else from the public?
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Palante. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
A motion by Deputy Director Rios, seconded by Freeholder Barrett Palante. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned.